I was never going to be a men's physique.
Didn't have much of an off season.
I like his physique better.
I'm always very energetic. I will have to put me as one of the greatest.
Mr. Olympia was won by the back.
Do you have a favorite physique of all time, like a favorite Mr. Olympia, or from any, doesn't have to be Mr. Olympia, like a favorite bodybuilder physique of all time?
Yeah, that's tough, right? Because I think there's ones that are the most aesthetic, and there's ones I'd want to look like. Like Kurt Kowalski is actually a power lifter. Who is, if I had to look like someone, I think Kurt Kowalski back in the day squatted 1,003. One of the strongest dudes to ever walk the face of the earth, and he was also jacked as hell. So he's someone, if I could like look like someone, probably him. But favorite physique of all time, I mean, it's hard to get away from like Lee Haney's up there, Ed Corney's up there. I mean, right, and I told Q this the other day, and I don't want this whole thing to be about quitting, but I think people got to really start, not that they're not paying attention to him, but I think he's really someone that, and I told it looked like that classic black and white shot of, oh God, I'm blanking on his name. I'll have to message you later. But the idea is like, nope, still can't get it. Yeah, I think for me all time, like going way back, like the Frank Zane era, like what we would call almost super accessible. But if I had to look like someone, yeah, probably like a Kurt Kowalski, Jordan Peters, just like brutally strong, super crazy dense. But I think from the sport side of things, not that like JP's, you know, a great competitor. Like if I'm just going purely off of like visual aesthetics and lines and symmetry, the old school guys with some of the mix of the new, that, I mean, Bumstead is obviously up there as well. I think he's going to be really tough to topple in the Olympia, in the classic physique, unless we see that open up by weight class at some point.
You know, you mentioned Regan Grimes, right? He has an amazing physique, obviously.
Crazy.
Absolutely, like that's definitely a great physique. And you know, right now, obviously, he's on a mission, right? He definitely is very focused on chasing the goal of winning Mr. Olympia one day. In order for him to come to that, you know, to close to, like, let's say beating a big Ramy, for example, right? And being in a, you know, top 2 or even winning, for example. And I was talking to his coach, his new coach, Milos, the other day, right? Like, he has to basically then get into that mass monster category. Not that he's small right now, but you know what I mean? Like, he has to then overpower that look, right? He has to go that route.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, I think it's a matter of time. Because that's the thing, Regan is young, right? Like when put up to Ramy, when put up to a lot of the guys, you know, he's got to be one of the youngest in the 17 that on the Olympia stage. So I think it's just going to take time. And I think as time elapses, we'll see the ebbs and flows of bodybuilding go the way that they do. And, you know, Ramy will at a certain point, undoubtedly, whether he chooses to step away from the sport or whether he's sort of dethroned, I think we'll see a push or a signal from bodybuilding to move away from the mass monster and maybe to something that better fits Regan's physique. But, you know, I think he has such high expectations of him, but people forget that he's young. He's been at it a while. And I think that's why people think that, like, Regan's been competitive since he was, you know, he's been in the Ontario circuit since he was 17. I know he turned pro at a young age, and, you know, he was able to leverage social media in a way that he enjoys and it finds sustainable and does so, I think, probably almost better, if not better than the majority of pros. So I think it's just going to be a matter of time. Like, give this guy a few more years, man. And like, he's already turning heads. Just wait to see what a few more years, like even in the 2 weeks difference of, you know, really just having Milos there from the O to the show where Sean Clarita won. I want to say it's like the Wings of Strength or something. Look at the difference that made. Like, he came in razor sharp, crazy. Like, I remember seeing pictures the day before. I was like, oh, this is his show. So that was 2 weeks. Imagine what he could do with another couple of years.